New Year's coming up. I think it's just about time for me to make my first proper art New Year's resolution. I tried searching on the internet for anything like it, but I couldn't really find anything, so I thought it would be a good idea to kind of share it on the internet and you can kind of see my process. And I'll probably be posting monthly videos so you can see my process during this yearly challenge, which I've decided to make it. I decided to call it the Bad OC Challenge because I'm actually going to start by creating a really bad OC that's going to be from a random character generator giving me a backstory. I'm just going to create a really bad, really random OC, and then every month I'm going to be changing one element of the OC to make it like a much more detailed and more full OC. So I'm going to be developing it across the year, and then at the end of the year I'm going to do a full illustration of my new character, and hopefully she'll be developed enough to be able to be a good character that I'll actually like. If you want to try the challenge out for yourself, I'm actually going to be putting the rules in the description of this video, so make sure you read them before you make a video or try the challenge for yourself. I think it'll be really interesting because it'll also show art development as well as a lot of creativity. I'm starting out on this website called Fantasy Name Generator. If you haven't heard of it, I'll put a link in the description. Basically, one of the generators gives you a character description. This is what I got: imprisonment of an imaginary friend. I'm not going to go and look up a name. I think I'm going to use a steampunk name because I really like the steampunk names. They're very Victorian, which I kind of like that. I'm going to be using the character description as the very basis of my character, and the name is probably going to be inspired by it as well. It's going to be a female, so I'm going to choose a female name. I didn't really like the first name because the Bacon's a bit of a weird last name. I did quite like the second name, but apparently the first name isn't actually a real name, so I'm just going to take the middle name and the last name. Before I do any sort of designing, I'm just going to write down some words that I kind of might associate with the kind of backstory. I really don't know any backstory at the moment. I literally just have that sentence. So these are the words I came up with. I chose slightly older because if she's thinking of imprisonment, she might have obviously heard some stories that might only be for older kids or read something or something. So yeah, these are the words I came up with. Hopefully they'll inspire a good OC. I didn't really do any extra prep work apart from that. I wanted to make her look quite shabby because I feel like if her backstory does end up that she lives in some sort of mental hospital or for mental illness or something like that, she might not be looked after particularly well, especially in the Victorian era where they didn't really have that great of resources when it came to them sort of things, not like they do now. So I kind of gave her quite an even haircut. It's slightly longer at the front than it is at the back. At the moment her face looks kind of very emotionless. I didn't really do that on purpose, but at the moment she doesn't really have a personality either, so I'm just going to leave it like that for now. It's only supposed to be a really quick sketch, but I'm just going to get down my basic ideas because she is supposed to be quite a bad OC at the beginning because she's going to develop a lot and she's become hopefully a good OC with lots of interesting backstory and interesting design, and at the end of the year I'll be able to make a really nice illustration from her and actually be able to make her officially an OC of mine, maybe create a story or a comic based on her. I think because the first sentence that we were given was so interesting, I think it would make a really, really good OC, and I can't wait to develop her and give her such a lovely storyline. Probably ain't going to be that lovely, probably slightly dark, but what can you do about that? You can't really do anything. It just sounds like a dark story set in the Victorian era. Sounds quite good, quite gruesome. Talk about the design anyway. I wanted to make her kind of look like she's been dressed by someone else, like her mum. So I kind of gave her a long dress, a turtleneck and a cardigan, which might make her seem like she's been dressed maybe by a nunnery. The little teddy bear was just another interesting touch I added on the end. I thought for the whole imaginary friend thing it might work well, and maybe he'll make a part in the story somehow. I don't know at the moment. I thought to add a good little interesting element to this challenge, I would also have a randomly generated like colour palette. I couldn't find the original source of this colour palette, but I'll do some extra digging and I'll put the link in the description if I find it. But I didn't really like the colour palette that I got in the end. I thought it was a bit kind of flat and boring, but I'm not going to just limit myself to that colour palette. I will develop it and probably take a few shades from it, just use it as a kind of basis and an inspiration basically. The colouring stage was basically just a massive experiment for me. I tried out lots of different shades, especially with her outfits. I tried out lots of different kind of combinations, how I wanted them. For this basic first sketch, I basically did just use the colour palette that I got, minus a couple of shades that I used. I kind of changed because I couldn't really find a combination that completely worked. It doesn't look that great at the moment, it looks okay. The end result, it looks alright. But obviously, as each month's pass, I'll probably edit the colour palette quite a lot. Her outfit will probably change quite a lot. So she'll have new colour palette, new clothing, and I'll probably be able to find some shades that work a lot better. But at the moment, I'm pretty pleased with how the first kind of like run of this challenge went. I suppose it's basically just the basis. It's not even New Year's yet, or at least not for me. I hope it doesn't take me that long to post it. I hope it won't take me that long to edit, but basically this is what I've got. I changed the colour of the cardigan slightly because I knew it wasn't working. I coloured it brown firstly so Photoshop wouldn't get confused, because I did it on a layer underneath the line art rather than actually in the line art. That shade there that I put on the skirt and on the little trim at the bottom were the two different shades that I decided to use. I couldn't really find a shade that worked well with the skirt and the cardigan at the same time, so I made it a lot darker and it seems to work a lot better. I didn't end up using the trim. Yeah, I didn't really end up using the trim along the top because I didn't think it worked that brilliantly. But in the end, I'm pretty happy with it. I think she'll be a really good base to work from. At the moment, she's a bit flat, a bit boring, a bit basic, might I call her. But I think after some lovely development, she'll become a really interesting OC with a good backstory, and hopefully she'll just have an interesting design, interesting everything, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. Thank you for making your way through the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're excited. You're as excited as I am to find out where she's going and what she'll become. If you want to try the challenge out for yourself, again, the rules are all in the description. If you post a YouTube video or post anything on other social media, make sure you tag my YouTube channel, link it back here, and basically that's it. Remember to like and subscribe, and keep in tune for next month's video, where I don't know what element of her I'll be changing, but I'll find out soon. I hope you all have a good new year, and I hope you had a good holiday season, and I'll look forward to seeing you next year.